Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. Although greetings, YouTube is something that I really do think is a positive, kind greeting I try to extend to everyone every time I record a video. And this is not really one of those videos that's all warm and fuzzy. It's kind of like sad and frustrated. To be clear, I am simply passing on an experience that has happened to several of our community summoners. This has not personally happened to me and my alliance because we do not do raids, at least not right now. My man, the Exit 27, posted just a couple weeks ago saying that the war defender placement was broken. He said, earlier today, my teammate wasn't able to place his defenders and he's still not able. And now, when needing to swap my defenders, I got this message and it says, you cannot enter a war with a banned champion. And it says, since when can defenders be banned, or is it a bug? Please fix this. Kabam. This is my post about my teammates' inability to place it all. The exit says, happening again. Locked out of placement. So, no one really responded. And so it happened just a few days ago. And it is just a nightmare when this happens. Star-Lord, who won, says you can't place defenders during matchmaking. And then it continues, once matchmaking is in progress, the current defenders on the map are locked and nobody else can place. Would be a pretty broken system otherwise. So, they think they've solved it, but then the exit says I needed 2 teammates to swap out defenders before matchmaking, and they were locked out too. This isn't just during matchmaking, and in fact, 2 wars ago, one of my teammates was only able to place defenders during the matchmaking phase, having been locked out before then. I'm an officer and have always been able to shift defenders around just before the war. Summoner NR says it is bugged ever since persistent placement was added to the game. Seems to take even more than just one war before new people have been able to place defense. Sometimes one war longer than even at least when they can join in on attack for the first time. Almost as if it takes a complete war before old members get their defender slot removed. Not only your new people from their old allies, but your former people in your battlegrounds, in your battle groups too. And then another war before they can start placing in the new ally. That's a lot of information to say that with the persistent placement bug, that the system almost needs to recognize you at a certain point to let you in. Looks like war number 3, where a teammate of mine can't place defenders or attack in the upcoming war. No reason for that. He's been on the team for about a week now. What should I be doing? Kabam Jacks. And then teammates are starting to think this is somehow a raids week bug of some sort. Skyfall says, same thing happened to us. One of our guys couldn't place defenders down during the enlistment phase, so now we're going to go in with one less guy. Sad face. And then you can see this is what it shows now with war having already started. And then you either join or place defenders brings me to this screen. This is wrong. Again, he's been on the team for nearly a week. Fix this, Kabam. Please, you're costing my team points and rank this season. Feel your pain, Skyfall. Looks like my teammates are right. The bug was raid week related after this raid's completion screen. Suddenly, joining war was an option again once raids were completed. Surprise, surprise, no surprise that Kabam ignored me all week about this, not addressing issues for 2 weeks. Yes, 2, because when raids was supposed to start on the 12th, I had the same issue until Kabam recoded the bugs that came with the raid update. It's very unprofessional. I suppose that next month I'll be trying to get everyone's rosters on my alliance set in war placements before raids week, and we'll need to hold off on making any changes so that Kabam doesn't screw us over again. I wouldn't be so angry about this if I weren't ignored by the Kabam team, and it turns out we weren't the only alliance affected, and he posted this update on Monday, aka today, although by the time this video hits my channel, it will most likely be Tuesday for many viewers out there. So I'm going to block the screen, or blacken out the screen, because he sent, after this forum post, the following messages on top of that. I found other threads of people with this issue. Kabam has been completely silent on this issue community-wide. And so here is the second forum post on this time by Better Luck Next Time. Cool name. Alliance War Placement Bug. On Tuesday, my Alliance, SGA1, had a member leave the Alliance due to an emergency. We had a new player take his place and joined well over 24 hours before the next placement phase, but he was unable to place a defense. We sent in a ticket, and support gave us nothing more than a 101 for new players guide on how to place defense, and that a player must be in the alliance for 24 hours before being able to place. And again, they're saying this is like a copy and paste response. This had nothing to do with the actual situation. This cost us 5 defenders for last war. We chalked it up to not being in the alliance early enough, but he is still unable to place for today's war after multiple days of being in the alliance. We even tried leaving and rejoining the alliance, but still no dice. Unsure if raids is the cause. It appears to be so. But to the original player joining the raids week, or what is the reason behind the bug, but this is ruining our chance of placing in the top 10 in Alliance War. Being down a player for the final stretch of 3 wars is a death sentence, where every death matters. Nicoya24 says, here are the screenshots of the member in his native language that shows he cannot join our battle group, and the button to join is missing. So very similar to the exits feedback. And, just continues to go on and on about it. None of the non-new members, including myself, can join war. I was able to join as an attacker in my new alliance, but I still can't place any defenders. This is a really big deal that Kabam has been silent on. And so a final message was sent, and I don't know if I should show this or not, but Kabam Jax did respond and talked about how old the thread was, and the exit says basically, what is your point? So I don't really know if Kabam fully understands or wants to acknowledge this. I have no idea. But what I do know is that this is obviously very frustrating and troublesome for the people affected. And it looks like raids just has unintended consequences when it comes to how bugs are coded, how placement is coded, how even attack is coded. The whole thing is very frustrating, and I can empathize as somebody who I already was like, good job for people doing raids, I'm happy for you, but personally it's not something that I feel like I'm missing out on. And now it's like, my goodness, this is just something that I want nothing to be a part of. So, wow. I am really fascinated by how this turns out. Chances are if Kabam fixes it the next time, they're just going to say, all's well that ends well. But for these alliances that maybe had a chance, I don't know, to be top 10 in war for the season that now have what that summoner referred to as a death sentence, this is one of the most frustrating experiences of their life. And when players are frustrated, it can affect their ability to not only play the game, but especially spend on the game, which should be in Kabam's interest to not turn players off to their wallet. So, exit and others, I hope this video was a sounding board for your frustration. As always, that's why my channel exists, and that's why I make videos.